Okay, so here's a walkthrough for the tutorial on not flags, we've done that, for the Account Explorer, current Account Explorer. So it's a Word document. We'll just open it up and start following the instructions. The Word document is opening up now. And this is supposed to simulate what a bank can do to fill a web page using jQuery based on data. So the first thing we need to do is to download the basic files. So if I copy them and let's put that in place. So we'll open up the zip, and we can't usually drag directly from the zipped version across using WCP. So what I'm going to do is extract this, go up one level, the downloads, and I've got cae.zip, and I will extract that. Extract all. Yep. And it's not much, so this is the CAE folder, and I want to drag that into WinSCP. So start WinSCP, go to my server, and check that I want to go into public HTML. As public HTML, I don't have something called CAE, so I can safely drag this and put it into there. And CAE is there. The answers are there. Let's not look at them just yet. I've got three files. I've got CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. And it should be possible to look at those in the browser. I was doing flags previously, so I'm looking for the address, my number.set08101, and then CAE. That gives me forbidden because the file is actually called cae.html. Okay, and we can see this is eventually going to show my bank account details, and it's going to look eventually something like this. Alright, so this is how I want it to look at the moment, and this is how it looks right now. Sorry, this is how it's going to look eventually, and this is how it looks now. What I want to do is to fill in some of these values. You can see that at the moment I've got question marks in here. These are just placeholders. These are in the HTML. If I open the HTML and look in the editor, you can see, let's find some corresponding elements. So name is question mark, question mark, question mark. And here, name is span ID CNAME, and that's the question marks there. So if I change that to XXX and save and reload here, you can see the XXX goes in there. I don't want either of those values to show in. I want jQuery to fill in the correct name. Let's get jQuery to do that. So CAE, here's the file, and you can see it's already done a couple of things. What happens is, in the onReady function, first of all, we pull in this doc. So this doc is a huge element. It's got embedded data in it, and I'm going to parse it as a JSON string. Where's my HTML? Here's the HTML. Look at the bottom of the HTML. Can you see I've got input hidden? There's embedded data. So this is an HTML element that's just massive all the way along. So this is a list of all the transactions that have happened on my bank account. They're all fictitious, based on real life. And so that data is embedded in the document, and I can pull it out using jQuery. So this gets me the object, and don't need this line. That's just a hangover from something else. Get rid of it. What I do is a series of things like this. So hash BCF, I'm going to change that to text doc.bcf. All right, so doc is a massive object. Hash BCF is an object that is in the HTML. And that's this value here. Can you see that 15? If I inspect that, okay, I can see that's a span. It's got ID BCF and its value is 15, and I put that 15 in here. Next one I want to tackle is this one here. Let's see what it's called. So inspect. That thing has got ID CNAME. So I can type in here, find the element. It's got hash CNAME. That's its ID. CNAME. And I can set the text to anything I like. Anything I like. Save that and reload, and you can see the name has magically changed to anything I like. Of course, that's not the value I want. The value I want is hidden in the document doc. Let's take a look at that. Just doc is what I want. That's not working. Okay, so doc dot something. Yeah, let's put on a pause. So I'm going to debug a bit. I'm looking for sources, and I'm looking for CSS. Here it is. So, boy, we're short of space here. Let's put a breakpoint there. When I reload, what's happened is this element here, doc, has been created, and it's a big, massive thing. If I type in doc, it shows me it. It's an object, it's got a component CNAME, it's got a CAddress component, it's got an SPF, and it's got an SPT. Don't know what these things are just yet. Let's look at doc.cname. So I type in doc.cname and it tells me that's Mr. AJ Cumming. What about doc.cadra? Yep, that's the address. That's itself a complicated object, so it's got street, it's got a town, it's got a postcode, and I can keep putting dots in here as much as I like. So street, and that's 10 Collington Road. So this object is complicated, but it's got all the values that I need to put in here. So that's the CNAME, that's going to be the C address, balance carried forward, the overdraft limit, I bet that's in there as well. What about doc dot? It's probably called ODL, overdraft limit. Overdraft limit, £700. Plenty of money. So instead of anything I like, I want this to be doc.cname. Save that and reload. Stop debugging. Take off that debug point there and run to completion, and let's put in AJ Cumming. Let's put in the address now. So that's a CNAME. Let's put in the address, copy that and paste it. Okay, first off I need to know what the node is called. This thing here, I'll bet it's called #cadra, but we'll better check. Inspect. Yep, span ID cadra. So cadra, and that should be doc.cadra. Save that, reload. Not exactly what I wanted. JavaScript has done its best to turn this object doc.cadra into a string, and it's called it object.object, which doesn't really help much. But I can get to the details. That's cadra street. Save that. cadra street, 10 Collington Road. Let's put in the town as well. So I'm going to add in doc.cadra.town. That should be 10 Collington Road, Edinburgh. Save that, reload, and it is 10 Collington Road. It would be nice if there was a space in there. So I want a space, maybe a comma and a space. That would be nice. So this is a variable. Sorry, that's a variable there, cadra, and this is a variable here. And I want the string literal, to be inserted. And you use plus to build up strings in jQuery. So this is the variable part, which is the string, the street, the literal part, which is a space and a comma, or a comma and a space, and then the town. Save that, reload, and we can see it's put in that there. Let's put the postcode in while we're at it. So let's put in the final thing, plus. Okay, so the fixed part is quoted, and the variable part is cadra dot, what was it, postcode, PC probably, and that should be doc dot. Save that and reload. Fantastic. So it's got the street name, the town, and the postcode. What else? The overdraft limit's got to go in there as well. Check what that thing's called. Inspect, and that's a span. It's called ODL, so we know the pattern. It's going to be simple. We just say $#, what was it? ODL, overdraft limit, and the text of that is going to be doc.odl. Save that and reload. Those fixed components are all in place. And I've taken care of the first part of this. Okay, so I'll put these details in. Everything's fine. 10 Collington Road, Edinburgh 10. Yep, EH10. Good. Now what I want to do is add to the table. Tables are more complicated. This thing here is a table. It's got a bit of stuff in it, but not much. Let's right click and inspect it and take a look at the thing. So there is a table and it's got ID transactions. It's got a T-body. I didn't say that explicitly, but the system puts in a T-body. It's got one row in it. It's got one row and then the T-body ends and the table ends. So it's got one row and that row has got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got all of these THs. These are headers. Okay, so what I want to do is to put in the first row. So let's just copy and paste. Take that and let's paste that in here and we'll talk about what it does. First of all, I make up a TR node and I append into that TR node, I put into that TR node 1, 2, 3 cells. So this is going into the TR, this is going to the TR, this is going into the TR, and then we put the TR into hash transactions, which is the table. So the first row of my bank statement is going to say the balance carried forward from the previous statement. So doc.spf, that's the SPF, what's that? Balance carried forward, I would have thought. Let's see what it does. Save that and reload. And I'm looking for an extra row having been created here. Okay, that SPF, that was the date of the statement we're looking at. There's the line balance carried forward, and that's 15. It's in the in column. I think it probably should be in the balance column. Let's let that lie. So this code here has put one row into my table. Okay. So just check what's next. Balance carried forward, yes. It says the value 15 should appear in the fifth column, so I need to add 2 blank TD nodes to move it along. You can see it's gone here. I actually want it to go there, and the way to do that is to put in 2 blank TDs. So let's do that, and let's do that before this one here. So I want to say tr dot append, and I would want to put in a blank TD. So $, and then TD. So that's put in a blank TD into the row, and I want to do that again. Copy that and paste it. So I've now got 2 blank rows. Save that. When I reload, that should be replaced with a blank. A blank goes in there, and the 15 should show up there. Oh, how good is that? Okay, excellent. So we've got our first row of the statement, and if you remember, we're heading for a full bank statement that looks like this. It's got the balance carried forward as the first line, but then all of these are added on afterwards. So that's the first row put in. Value 15, we've done that. Adding all transactions. Okay, now it starts getting hard. That says C8, that should be doc. Doc.trn. Doc.trn is a list of transactions. Let me show you. I'm going to put a pause on here again, and we'll reload. Now, while we're paused, we can look at this doc structure. So here's doc, and you can see it's got CNAME, C address, and so forth, and some other stuff. Let's look in more detail. See this TRN. TRN is a list of 71 things. Let's expand that. So there's 71 things in this TRN array, all the way down to number 70, the number from 0 to 70. And the first one is, oh, where did that go? So here's the first element, element 0. It's an amount £300 being paid by Napier University to me. That's my salary going in. Second element, that was the first element, was my pay going in, and then here's £900 going out. That's a transfer. That's me paying for my mortgage or something like that, I expect. Okay, so £3,000 goes in, £900 goes out, and that's a transfer. I want to get all of those objects in, and each one is going to be an array. Let's have a go. So, what I want to do is set up a loop to go over all of those things. So a loop in JavaScript looks something like this. For var I equals 0, I is less than. Okay, so I want, there are 71 items, and I++. Okay, so that's 71 items, but 71 items, how did I know that? I had to look at the structure, and next month it might be a different number. That is doc.trn dot length. That's the number of transactions in my element. Okay, each time I've got a transaction, I want to create a row. Let's copy that. So that creates a row, and let's put something in that row. tr.append. We'll put in a td node. So td nodes go inside tr nodes. Quote bump. Okay, and let's put some text in there. The text is Andrew was here. Quoted. All right. So I should get 71 rows, and each row has got a single cell in it. And so I've created an object, I've changed it, I've added it. The last thing to do is to add that. I'm going to append that to the table. So I'm going to use this line here. So that says find the table and append that tr node that you just made up. Put that in it. Let's save that and turn off the debugger. So kill that breakpoint and reload. Okay, that went badly wrong. I've got a syntax error, missing bracket on line 19. Let's take a look. So cursor is on line 20 at the moment, I can see that. And what's happened here? So this is the dollar function creating a TD node. So it takes this dollar function takes two parameters. That's the first parameter of HTML. Second parameter is this hash of key value pairs, and that's closed the dollar function. What I didn't close is this append function, so I've got to put in a close bracket there. Is that the error message it was telling me? Yep, missing close bracket. I put in the missing close bracket. That was a really good error message. Reload, fantastic. Let's close that down, and you can see I've got the first row is good, and then I've got 71 rows of complete nonsense. AWH. We don't want that. Okay, what do we want? We want to put in values from this tr node. The tr node, let's take a look at it. That tr node, the trn is an array of 71 things, and it's got things like amount, narrative, and whn for when. So let's try and pick some of those values out and put them in. So instead of Andrew was here, let's put in the date. So that should be it is doc.trn, square brackets I, that's the ith element, and whn is the thing we want to put in. Save that and reload. Okay, dates are going in nicely. In this description, we want the narrative, so that's going to look very similar. Take this, copy it, and paste it, and change that whn to nar. Save that, reload. Okay, this is working out. Now I want to put in the amount, so copy that and paste it there. The next one is going to be the AMT, the amount. Save that, reload. Okay, it's starting to look a bit like what we want. I'm going to pause the video there and we'll come back to this later.